I never imagined a single door could change the entire trajectory of my life, but that night, under warm fairy lights and laughter spilling down the hallway, everything shifted. It was my friend Rowan's party, the kind of cozy gathering where everyone knew everyone, or at least pretended to. Soft music played, glasses clinked, and the air smelled faintly of vanilla candles. For a moment, everything felt light, reassuring, safe. My fiancée, Elara, had stepped away 20 minutes earlier, saying she needed a quiet moment because the crowd felt a little overwhelming. I didn't think much of it. She was always gentle-hearted, easily overstimulated by noise. I smiled, grabbed a drink, and chatted with Rowan about old times. But something tugged at the back of my mind, an unease I couldn't name. After a while, I excused myself to look for her. Rowan's house wasn't large, but the hallway was long and dim, the kind of corridor where shadows bend strangely against the walls. 3 doors. 2 were open. 1 was closed. Her absence, the silence, the stillness, it drew me toward that door like gravity. I wish I had turned around. I wish I had trusted the unease. My hand reached for the doorknob almost on its own. And the moment it clicked open, the world split clean in two. Elara was on all fours on Rowan's carpeted floor, with a stranger behind her. His hands were gripping her hips. Her hair was messy, falling into her face, her breathing heavy. And for 2 full seconds, none of us moved. None of us spoke. My mind refused to understand what my eyes were seeing. Then Elara scrambled up so fast she almost fell, pulling her dress down, her face bleaching with shock. "Damien, wait, this isn't what it looks like," she stammered, her voice trembling. We were just talking. Talking. That was the word she chose. Meanwhile the man, tall, broad-shouldered, his expression dripping with arrogant disbelief, didn't even bother to get up. Instead, he leaned back on his palms and laughed. Not a nervous laugh. A mocking one. A laugh meant to tell me exactly what he thought of me. The sound cut through me like a blade. Before I could speak, move, breathe, anything, my mind spiraled. Memories rushed in, the way Elara had held my hands just last week, telling me how safe she felt with me. The way she'd cried on my shoulder when work stressed her out. The ring I had spent months saving for. Her whispered promises about a future, our future. All of it suddenly felt staged. Fragile. Disposable. And yet, I stood frozen. If you're reading this and believe betrayal should never be hidden or normalized, then please like this story to help it reach more people who need to hear it. Elara stepped toward me, hands trembling. "Damien, please listen. He was drunk. He kissed me. It just..." She looked over her shoulder. The stranger smirked. "It just got misunderstood." Misunderstood. The word echoed like thunder inside my ribcage. My chest tightened as something warm and painful pressed against my throat. Not anger. Not yet. Just disbelief, raw, choking disbelief. I turned my eyes to her, searching for something, truth, guilt, panic, anything human. But all I saw was fear. And fear meant she knew exactly what she was doing. Fear meant she wasn't confused at all. She was caught. Her voice softened, breaking into a whisper. "Say something, please." But every part of me was trying to understand how a person who claimed to love you could look you in the eye and set your heart on fire like this. If you've ever experienced a moment where words simply refuse to come, tell me in the comments what you think Damien should say next. My hands were shaking. I didn't trust my voice. So I stepped back out of the doorway. The stranger chuckled again. "You walked in at the wrong time, buddy." Buddy. The disrespect in that single word nearly snapped something inside me. I breathed in slowly, forcing myself not to react. The room was spinning, my heart pounding so loudly I thought Rowan's guests would hear it echoing from the hallway. Type the word respect in the comments if you believe some lines should never be crossed in any relationship. Elara hurried after me, grabbing my arm. "Damien, please, we need to talk." "Talk?" I finally managed, my voice cracking. Like you were doing in there? She flinched hard. Behind her, the man stood up at last, adjusting his shirt lazily. His confidence, his complete lack of shame, made my skin crawl. As we stood in that silent corridor, three people tangled in betrayal, humiliation, and disbelief, I realized something painful. Nothing about this night could be undone. And the worst part wasn't what I saw. It was how easily she lied. If you're still reading, share this story to spread awareness about emotional manipulation. No one deserves to feel blindsided like this. Ilara's voice cracked. Damien, please. Don't walk away. But walking away was all my body wanted to do. Before we continue, tell me in the comments what you think Damien is about to discover next. Because the truth he's about to uncover cuts far deeper than betrayal. I stepped into the living room, my mind a storm. Music, laughter, and the chatter of Rowan's party seemed suddenly alien, like I was underwater and the sound above was distant, muted, unreal. My body moved forward almost automatically, each step heavy, each breath a struggle against the betrayal gnawing at my chest. Ilara followed, her footsteps hesitant, eyes wide, searching mine for forgiveness that didn't exist yet. You have to understand, she said, her voice trembling. It was a mistake. I wasn't thinking. Mistake. That word alone felt cheap, hollow, nothing compared to the memory burned into my eyes. I stopped. I couldn't let her brush it away. Ilara, do you even hear yourself? I asked, my voice low but sharp enough to slice through the room's background noise. You're telling me this was a mistake, after lying? She swallowed hard. I didn't mean for it to happen. Her explanation fell apart mid-sentence. The stranger had disappeared somewhere into the crowd, laughing softly at the chaos he left behind. He had won, in a way. I shook my head, the world spinning. The lights seemed too bright, the colors too vivid, the sound of laughter mocking me. My stomach turned, and yet, there was a strange clarity amidst the storm. It wasn't about him. It wasn't about anyone else. It was about the choices she made, and what they said about us. Tell me, Ilara, I said slowly, when did I stop being enough? Her lips trembled. Damien. Answer me, I said. My heart pounded. Rage, heartbreak, and disbelief collided. She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she reached for my hand, the gesture trembling, almost desperate. My body recoiled. If you're feeling the weight of a broken trust, like this story, it helps others understand that pain is real and valid. I pulled away. You're asking me to forgive, to believe in a version of reality I can't recognize. How do I do that? Her voice barely a whisper, I still love you. I swear I do. Love. The word hovered in the air, fragile, almost mocking. Was it love, or just a desperate attempt to hold on to the life we had created together? The hallway grew silent as the party continued in the background. And in that silence, I realized something crucial, the truth we couldn't escape was written not just in actions, but in the absence of them. Her eyes filled with tears. Please. Damien, just hear me out. I closed my eyes, counting to 10. Counting to 100. But it didn't matter. The scene replayed in my mind, her laughter with a stranger, the way she didn't flinch when I entered the room, the mocking smirk that lingered like a shadow. And yet, in the chaos, I found a strange calm. I could step back. I could breathe. I could choose how I reacted, even if my heart refused to forgive easily. Comment below with the word truth if you believe confronting reality is the first step to healing. Ilara reached for me again, more urgently this time. Damien, please. Don't let this be the end. I turned slowly to her, the words heavy on my tongue. Maybe it's not the end of us, I said. Maybe it's the end of who I thought you were. The weight in the room shifted. She blinked, realizing this wasn't about blame. This was about reckoning with our choices, our lies, and the fragile construct of trust we had built together. Share this story professionally if you think honesty and accountability should always come first in relationships. I took a deep breath and stepped outside for a moment, needing air, needing space to think. The night sky was clear, stars piercing through the darkness like pinpricks of hope. Maybe hope was naive. Maybe not. Alara followed me, her hand hovering near mine, hesitant. I didn't move to take it. Instead, I let silence speak, letting the weight of our shared past hang in the space between us. Finally, she spoke, voice quivering but determined. I want to fix this. I want to make it right. I looked at her, really looked. And for the first time that night, I allowed myself to see not just the betrayal, but the human beneath it, the fear, the confusion, the mistakes we all make. Comment below with your thoughts on whether Alara deserves another chance. Let's start a discussion. I can't promise forgiveness tonight, I said softly, but I can promise this, we face it honestly. No lies. No hiding. No more strangers in bedrooms. Her eyes shimmered with tears and something else, relief, maybe, or gratitude. I'll do whatever it takes, she whispered. I nodded once. Not for her. Not for us. But for the truth we had to confront together. Comment your answer to this. If you were Damien, would you forgive Alara? Subscribe to follow the journey and understand the depth of emotional choices. The night stretched on, party sounds blending with the quiet hum of introspection. I didn't know what tomorrow would bring. I didn't know if love could survive this fracture. But I knew one thing, the doorway I had opened that night didn't just reveal betrayal, it revealed the strength, clarity, and boundaries I would never compromise again. And as the first light of dawn touched the horizon, I realized the hardest choice isn't always letting go, it's deciding whether to fight for truth, for love, and for yourself, no matter how deep the wound runs.